Okay, so I guess it's officially rolling.
Episode 2.
Episode
Three.
3. Episode
Three.
3. Yeah, officially episode 3. And yeah, man. I think this is our first time just freestyling this intro.
Yep. This one's featuring a family friend.
A family friend. My cousin, actually. His name is Phanzy. His name is Chris. He goes by Phanzy. And yeah, right now he's running the hottest ghost kitchen concept in the city of Dallas.
Yep.
You know, he's cooking Detroit style pies out of just random kitchens. He's having a blast doing it. Great success so far.
Putting Detroit style pizza on the map here in Dallas. So it was a fun hour-long conversation. Talk about his story, how he pivoted during the pandemic. One of the things that I found interesting was, you know, while most people were testing out banana bread recipes, that guy was in the lab testing out Detroit style pizza recipes.
Yeah.
And it's paying off, right?
It is.
So yeah, hope you guys enjoy episode 3
Episode 3
in the books.
in the book. So listen up, y'all. Alright guys, hey, welcome to our Momo Shack podcast. And just to start things off, we just want to introduce the concept of this podcast is for us, all the guys in Momo Shack, to capture our story, you know, learn to be able to tell it and, you know, capture and document the process as we go, show y'all about, you know, our success and failures. You know, hopefully you can take a little bit of information from these podcasts and apply it to your own business if you're trying to set something up, or, you know, apply it for your individual life as well, right? And another way that, you know, that we want to improve ourselves is to be able to connect with people on a deeper level. You know, hence we're having different types of guests on, and just to try to ask them about their story as well and learn from their successes and failure. And
Yeah, and to add to that, as we all know, it's been super crazy lately. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and a lot of businesses are suffering. They're closing down, and it's very unfortunate to see that happening. And on the flip side, a lot of businesses are emerging, and it's exciting, especially here in Dallas. We have a very special guest today, and you know, we're gonna let him introduce himself. But just at a high level, you know, this is one of the hottest businesses that has been coming up.
Oh, stop it.
They go by 8MilePies.
Yeah.
And the founder is Phanzy. And so, you know, we want to, you know, pass it over to you if you want to do a quick introduction and then
For
just
sure.
take us way back, man.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on, guys.
For
I don't know, was this your second podcast or third?
yeah, second podcast.
Congratulations.
Thank
This is
you.
really cool. I think this is something the Dallas area needs, and maybe, you know, further outside of Dallas. I'd love to be able to hear about people's stories, where they came from, what they're going through. But just a little bit about me. My name is Phanzy. I am the owner-operator of 8MilePies, a burgeoning pop-up here in the Dallas area. I started probably at the onset of COVID season, so earlier this year, March, April. And prior to this, I had another pop-up called General So's, and we started that last year. And we hung out with you guys a lot, night markets and whatnot. And since COVID happened, we needed to pivot. And making pizzas was something that I used to do for friends and family. You know, when we get together after a late night or before we head out, it's just something. It's an easy dish you could share. You know, who doesn't like pizzas? So we would get together and have these pies. And there's another place, another very successful pizzeria down in Austin called Via 313. And I am in love with them. They're like my first real Detroit style pizza outside of like a Jets or a Little Caesars growing up, and I had to have it because no one had it up here. We moved here 3 years ago, and there was just nothing like it. So you'd basically have to drive down there, and people would drive down there.
Right.
And if we were ever in the Austin area, we would, stop by. Anyways, so I would try to recreate these pies, and I found some success probably towards the end of last year, early this year. Although I tweaked the recipe, it's ever evolving. I think I've gotten to a good point. We started, like I said, in March, and we were basically just slinging pies out of our kitchen. And I don't know what the goal was. The goal was just to probably make some money and spend some time, because, what else are you going to do during this time? You can't talk to people. You can't hang out. You can't do really much of anything. So having lived through the last recession in 2008, I knew that there's always money to be made during crazy times. You just have to kind of like figure out what people need. And I guess we were lucky, and pizza is just like it's a comfort food for a lot of people. Who does not like pizza? If you're a vegetarian, you can have your pie. If you love meat eaters, meat, whatever they call it nowadays.
Meat lovers.
Yeah, meat lovers,
Yeah.
Carnivore, whatever you want to call it. There's just something for everyone, and then you can always like make it yours. That's the special thing. Mm-hmm. So we started out, like I said, out of our apartment, and originally what I wanted to do was just sell it to our apartment complex, because it's just like, hey, we're in this place with maybe 100 people, and if I can sell 10 pies, like 10%, I'm killing it, whatever. And so I made an Instagram account, and I would post it on a Friday night. And when we first started, it was like 1 or 2 pies. It was nothing. And one of our friends, Anna with Ulam Dallas, she supported us. She grabbed up a pie and just posted one on her Instagram account. And then that one became 2. And then 2, 4, it just got exponential.
Right.
And we're here now. And I guess our business model now is, what I wanted to do was try to find bakeries or coffee shops that weren't using their facilities at night. I would reach out to them. I would hopefully strike a partnership and use their facilities at nighttime when they weren't using it, and give them a percentage or pay them a flat fee, whatever the case may be, but that way they can supplement their income. If I can just help them pay for a day's worth of rent and power, utilities, whatever the case may be. And I think that is so far it seems to be successful. It's not proven yet, but that's where we get these ghost kitchens. I guess that's what they're labeling them now.
Right.
As. So maybe that could be a new business model for them. But again, it's just too new, too soon.
Totally
Yeah,
new,
because there's I don't know how the laws and permitting stipulates all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure once the city figures out, hey, something's going on, they're gonna want to regulate it somehow.
Yeah, right.
Because you can't be a business without someone having their hand in your pocket too. So it's just a matter of time before there's regulations. So right now, I feel like this is a perfect time to strike out. If you have an idea, what else could you lose? There's,
Right.
it's time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like, in a way, it's like the Wild West out here.
It is. Anything goes, man.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. I know I didn't give you a background on me. I can give you a background on me
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Man.
Yeah.
Just take us way back.
Okay, so I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. I am first-gen American born. My parents are both Vietnamese refugees. My dad fought for the Southern Vietnamese Air Force, and they fought with American soldiers. That wasn't successful, so he's here now. And my folks met in Louisiana. They got married. I was born there, and I kind of made my way eastward. So I lived in Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. I spent the most of my adult life in Georgia. So that's where I, started my career. But outside of my professional career, I am a software engineer. But before that, during college and all throughout high school, I worked in restaurants. So the most business experience I've had was working in a restaurant. So what we're doing now, it's like secondhand knowledge. Okay. So I've experienced that. As far as managing and like owning and running that, I'm still learning now, and I'm sure you guys will have questions for me. But so the influence of my, I guess, culinary career is Southern food with an emphasis on Asian, mainly Vietnamese, and Cajun. Yeah, so that's where I get my flavor from.
Yeah. So is that where the idea of General So came from?
General So was kind of like that. I wanted to do something Cajun, but I felt there's a lot of Cajun places here. And so living in Atlanta, I don't know why Atlanta was the place for this, but there's like a good, healthy food scene there, and S1E's cuisine is pretty dominant now. There's a chef, a very, very famous chef, Peter Chang. He opened up a couple restaurants over there, and I just fell in love. That the whole Szechuan hot numbing peppercorn and like the fire fish, and it's just like really, really bold, very oily, in your face. It just kicks you in the teeth. And they didn't have that here, especially in like Dallas proper. Maybe if you go out to the burbs, you'll find something like that. But in the city limits, you can't really find much of like different foods here. Yeah. It seems when we moved here, we just thought it's a little, I don't want to say boring, but it's a little pedestrian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underdeveloped.
Yeah. There's a lot of room for growth, room for improvement, and obviously this past year has been Dallas's best year in terms of food. We're ranked in, I guess, the #1 food city in the United States, which is awesome. I still feel that, I don't know, there's just more room to grow, right? There's other cuisines, stuff like that.
Yeah.
More cuisine, perhaps, yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you, man.
Yeah.
And I think like before you brought on 8MilePies, like I have not heard of any Detroit style pizzas ever. So like, I think, would you consider yourself the pioneer in the Detroit style pizza game in the city of Dallas?
In the city of Dallas, I don't know. Maybe, like I said, we really enjoyed Via 313. And
that's in Austin, right?
That is in Austin.
But what about here in Dallas?
Hold on. Let me get back to that. Let me go on a tangent here. So, I think I might have like pinged them through their contact us sheets way back when I first moved here, to say, hey, if you guys wanted to do some type of, what's it called, like a franchise thing, I would be cool with bringing that up to Dallas. But I thought I got some like canned, we're not looking into that type of answer right now, so I just left it at that. Like if I needed that pie, I'd have to go to Austin. Yeah. And then for this year, I don't know why, I just wanted to make it, so I just sold it. And I couldn't find anyone else up here that made it. If they did, they didn't push it hard, so they didn't market it well. So I literally couldn't name anyone who served it. But now it's like, it's the new food trend, like a square pie. So maybe, I don't know.
I think you did.
Well, that's good, because everyone wins with pizza, man. You know, if I'm not the first, I won't be the last. So it's just gonna be a ton of people trying to do it from here on out.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. And, let's take it a little bit back when you started General So.
Sure.
Right? Because you moved to Dallas because of work.
Yeah.
Then what got you into the pop-up scene? What inspired you?
So honestly, it's you guys, Momo Shack. Yeah, absolutely. Just a disclaimer: I am related to one of the Momo Bros through marriage. We're one big happy family.
We might be cousins. maybe.
But I saw what Thang was doing. I think this was before I even met you guys. You guys had set up at the stall at the farmer's market, and I mean, people were talking about it, and I'd always kind of wanted to do something. The fire was there, but there was never. I didn't have the know-how, and I just thought it was hard. I didn't know. It's just it's hard to get into. The barrier to entry is pretty high because you just need the know-how, and if I didn't have Thang or you guys, then I might not have pursued it. But anyways, it was more of a, hey, he's doing it, I can do it too type deal. You know what I'm saying? If this guy can do it.
Right.
But it's tough, and for you guys to have 3-4 people in your team, it really helps because you get to lean on each other. I have my wife Lori, and she helps with the kind of like the day-to-day finances, more back office stuff, whereas I take care of anything food related.
Yeah, the
operations. So that's how we got in. So you guys gave us some of these nuggets of information, and we just took it and piecemealed it together and just saw what we could kind of get away with as far as opening or running a pop-up in Dallas. Because again, the permitting and the regulations, no one... It's still kind of like a gray line, right? Gray area.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure one day they're gonna like bring the hammers. So for whoever is listening, all 3 people that's listening right now, if you decide to do something, especially in this area right now, I think this is the best time. It's never gonna be better.
Yeah.
Because it's only gonna get harder. Once they have all these regulations. I know, like, when we do these night markets, all of because with General So, our biggest product was a chicken-based product, raw chicken, and we fried it on site. So, what's the harm in that? But there's a lot of rules around having and handling raw meat, and we didn't know. We just kind of learn as we go. So to answer your question, Dion, I started the General So. I had a couple of menu items that I really, really missed from Atlanta, and then my goal was just to reproduce it. I am not a chef. I can't come up with meals and plates, and I can't make it look fancy. But once I taste something that I really enjoy, I can fine tune it and get it at least as close to the real thing, so I don't have to find anything here. I just make it myself. So that's how we got the cumin lamb, the chicky nugs. Everything's kind of like very high heat, numbing, intense flavor for Szechuan, and obviously Cajun as well. And we did our Cajun crawfish etouffee. We had a gumbo, and there was something else like a dry fried eggplant. It's a deep fried Chinese eggplant, and then we dry fry it with red pepper, like these Szechuan peppercorns. So it's it's dank.
Dude, that sounds awesome, man.
Yeah.
So it just sounds like you're just replicating what you enjoy eating.
Yes.
Your passion, and just turning that into like a income, right? A way to...
For sure.
Right? So hopefully, in the future, you can sustain yourself and your family.
Yes.
So with that being said, that passion of yours, that cooking passion, what ignited it? Do you remember, was there a pivotal point in your early years that ignited this cooking passion for you?
I don't think it's ever been a passion. Maybe it is. I don't know why I would define.
I say you're a chef.
No, I'm not a chef. So, growing up, you see your mom, grandma in the kitchen, and they would bang up these fire bomb meals, real quick too, on the fly. And going to college, you wanted some of that home cooking, and I went to college far away, so my mom couldn't, just send me something or fix me something. I couldn't go home right quick. So I would just call her or my dad and just ask, hey, how do you do this? What do you put in it? And then, they gave me those little nuggets, and then you just kind of trial and error, man. So you know what it's supposed to taste like. Let's say for me, it was a dish called tikka, and it's basically a braised pork belly or pork spare ribs with boiled eggs. And then you just kind of braise it for a while and plate it in a bowl with some just rice and maybe some pickled vegetables and call it a day. It was awesome. It was banger. So I'd call them if I was craving anything. They would say, hey, try this, try that. But it was never an exact amount. It was always, just add, just a pinch of this, a spoonful of this.
Just over time.
Yeah, over time. And then as you went along, you kind of, and you went back home, you tasted mom's, and then you just kind of fine-tuned to where you can just adjust the taste while you're cooking.
Okay.
So I think that's where my passion started. As far as just cooking in general, I was a line cook. I've always been a line cook. I started out as a busboy, front of the house, and then went to wash dishes, and then prep, and then the line, and then you either was a head line cook where you worked the grill, or like I tossed pizzas for a few years during college. So everyone who's in the industry, if you worked in the back of the house, that's how you get your reps in, right?
Yeah.
You start from the bottom. You wash dishes. So I think that's like the best route to go, because everyone knows how it sucks, man. You're back there in the trenches. It's hot as fuck. You're losing salt. You're sweating, and people are just yelling at you to get shit out, and it's dirty. You can get sick. There's people's germs all over the place. So the people who can work those types of jobs, they have to have some kind of like this mental fortitude that's just like
that grit.
It's because I don't know if that's a forever thing for them, because it wasn't for me. It was just kind of like go in there, earn your dues, take your licks, whatever, and then go to the next level, prep, and then, do something else.
So you knew that back in the day, like you had to put in the time, but you had bigger goals, you want to accomplish.
Because when you're in the kitchen, the best place to be is on the line, because you're there with like-minded people, and all you're doing is cooking great food, but also talking shit about people. Like if people are sending stuff back, or the servers or the expo or whoever, you're just like, these are your war buddies right now. You're fighting a battle every single night from 5 to 9, and it's hot, it's intense. People are yelling at you. It's awesome though.
Yeah. It is, dude. I completely agree with what you just said, because like in a pop-up situation, right? Like you're bringing your whole setup
for sure
in order to replicate that same environment.
Yes.
Right. So like you have 4 people on the line, cooking dumplings or chicken nuggets or whatever, and you're facing the pressure of people staring you down, like, dude, where's my order? Is my heat right? And it's just like, it's super fun, man.
Yeah, but and for pop-ups, I think it's even worse, because you're building a restaurant on the fly. And serving, X amount, 100 people a night. You're doing 100 covers, and then you have to break down, you have to clean up, and then you got to pack your shit up and move it, and do it again some other time.
Do you remember your first time when you did a pop-up? Because I know that a lot of people are listening, and they're like, man, I want to do this too. Like, can you walk us through it?
So our first pop-up was a Hagfest night market. It was in March of last year, so it's kind of like it was the World DS Day / Lunar New Year, I think. And Chef Ray with Sandwich Hag was gracious enough to extend us an offer to fill that last slot that was open. So we met up with Thang at Chef Ray's. I did an impromptu grilling session right there. She put me on blast. She brought me down, and I thought my shit was the bomb, man. And then she gave me the green light. It was it was awesome. So we bought all the stuff we needed. We did another test run. I prepped the night before. We came out that morning or that early afternoon, set up, and I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I thought we were going to be duds because no one knew, what Szechuanese is cooking, or they wouldn't be down to try lamb because that's kind of one of those odd, cuts of meat people don't understand. But yeah, we killed it, man. People were they were very interested. The people who showed up, I think they showed up with an open mind. And they were cool with just trying all of the tents. And once they found something that they liked, they would come back. And then they would just talk about it. And, these events, they're packed. So people can hear, they can talk. Everyone's just like chilling. And so we got some more repeat customers, even customers who were, they were pop-ups too. They would come over and support us. And that's how we got our first start. It was hot. It was hectic. We had family members come out to support everyone. It's really cool with the pop-ups. Like your friends and family, they always show love. Yeah. So that helped out a lot. And then you guys showed up. You guys were right next to us too. Yeah. And then you guys had some Jameson, so that really helped us out too. Yeah, dude. Drinking during the pop-up, it's amazing. Yeah. I love that part.
It takes that pressure off.
Yeah, it really does. I think the camaraderie in that situation, because you have your head down, you're in the weeds, you're like 10, 20 tickets deep. People are expecting their orders, but then you kind of take a minute, you look up, and then you see the rest of the tents. They're doing the same shit, man. They're all in that same space as you. So there's that sense of camaraderie. Everyone knows what you're going through, but if you just buckle down, you can get through it and make some good money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a perfect explanation of what night markets are.
Yeah. That's why I love doing it. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do another one. Obviously, with the whole COVID season pandemic thing, that's going to take a while. But once everything gets back up, maybe we could do a impromptu GTK night. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just it's a lot.
Vintage.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah. Dude, so from General to 8MilePies, that's a complete.
It's a pivot.
180.
Yeah, it's a pivot.
It is a pivot.
Yeah. So walk us through that. Like, what made you, I guess, decided to go to Detroit style pizza versus the Asian style that you grew up accustomed to?
Yeah. So if COVID didn't happen, I think we would still be on the General So train. It was proven, it was successful. People really enjoyed it. They would come out. But we just had to put that on pause. Like we couldn't do it like you guys. We couldn't bag it up and market it and sell it and do that kind of sales, because everything I've picked up so far, you just kind of had to cook then and there. So that wasn't going to work out, and we put it on pause. We just said, hey, let's just chill out, let's see how long this pandemic lasts, and we can revisit this some other time. Because even before, right at the onset, I had already invested in marketing. Like I had the logo and like I put a pretty coin on it, and that kind of hurt. It's still there. Yeah. We're gonna break it out one day, but right now General So is he's not doing too hot. He's on pause. And Lori and I were just sitting at home, and I'd make these pies and for us to enjoy, or like I said, with friends, we'd have friends over, and it's just something easy to cook, and everyone loves, and it wasn't like something that I explored at the onset, like, hey, I want to do this, I I want to do this style, do it this way, sell this many. It's very organic. Because I still have my day job, and I'm not relying on this as a source of income, so I can be as free with it as I want to. I can sell as little or as much. I can put my twists on it, and then just go with it and see what I can come up with. But I guess the number one thing that led me to the Detroit pie was, honestly, it's because of Via 313. I think they have one of the best pizzas in the United States. It's like, it's super baller. It's awesome. And I just missed it. Like, you remember eating something and that has that nostalgic feeling to it when you think about it. And that was what I remember. Was we were out on 6th Street and we were wasted or something. And they had this trailer out. I don't know if they still have it, but they had this trailer out on East 6th, so East Austin. It's, I guess, a more gentrified area now, but it was a little tiny shack outside of a bar, and there was just a huge line, and I had no idea. And so, a little tangent, my buddies in Atlanta and we have this kind of like, not a code, but kind of like these rules. And one of the rules when traveling is if you see a line, you gotta get into it no matter what. Like, if people are willing to wait, it's gotta be good, right?
Yeah,
so we saw the pizza. I had no idea what Detroit really was, outside of Jets and Little Caesars. So we just, got a pie. Like, I think they have a spicy pepperoni pie, and it was amazing, man. I remember eating it. It was such a great night. And so, like, I think of that. I want to reproduce the pie because I cannot get it here in Dallas. You cannot. No one else can do it right now. And we come pretty dang close. I'm not sure if we matched the original, but from what I've heard from our customers, we're doing okay. We're doing right by Detroit. And that's my from the get-go, I wanted to make a Detroit pie that people from Detroit would love to eat.
Okay, so you talk about Detroit, but for the people that don't know, what is the difference between Detroit pie?
For sure. Yeah. Okay, so a Detroit pie is not your standard round. So your standard round, you can have a New York style, the thin crust that you see in like movies, whatever they showcase in New York, a slice of cheese, slice of pizza, a slice of pepperoni, and then you have a Naples style, a Neapolitan, where it's super thin, but the edges, the crust is kind of doughy and fluffy and airy, and those pies they bake in like a matter of minutes, like maybe even less than a minute. They use these high heat brick ovens. So those are the two types of pies that you're probably used to. And so for a Detroit style pizza, it's a take on a classic Sicilian pizza, which is a square pie that's baked in a sheet pan. This is similar to the grandma pie in New Jersey and New York. It's a Sicilian as well. It's a little denser, but it's also baked in a sheet pan with a lot of olive oil. It's like a focaccia bread with toppings on it. So Detroiters took that and made it into their own. I don't know the exact origins of who did what and where, but basically it's baked out of a blue steel pan. Back in the day, they used blue steel pans to store car parts when they were working on the line. And I guess someone had the genius idea to say, hey, these pans may double up as a cooking tin for your pizza. And someone just threw, some dough in there, made it square. You take cheeses, mainly brick cheese. It's a Wisconsin brick cheese. It's similar to cheddar, but it has high fat content. So that fat renders out and it basically fries the dough. So you get this really crispy dough and the toppings are edge to edge. So I say it's a pizza for someone who doesn't like the crusts on regular pizzas. I don't know if you did crusts or not. Some people just toss them to the side.
Depends on the pizza.
Depends on the pizza, for sure. but for those who don't, it's just the inside of a regular pizza, but it's all the way to the crust.
Ooh,
It's delicious.
I ate the whole thing.
Yeah, everyone eats the whole thing. So just for everyone listening, we had a test run today. We did a desi pie or pies. We're doing a few of them. We're gonna calibrate it, but we're hopefully gonna do some type of giveaway.
Yeah, a giveaway, Momo Shack, 8MilePies collab.
For sure. So one of the things I wanted to do with the Detroit, there's a couple areas in Detroit that are, because it's a melting pot of a city as well, and there's a huge influx of Greek people who immigrated here or Detroit from Greece, but then there's also a huge community of Desi folks. So I guess to the west of Detroit, there's a place called Dearborn, and then towards the north of Detroit, there's a place called Hamtramck. So there's the two kind of big settlements there. And I've always wanted to make a Desi pie because in Atlanta, they're big on that too.
Yeah.
And so that was my inspiration. That's why we're here with Momo Shack today to make this Desi pie a reality. We're not there yet, but soon.
It's coming.
It is coming.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna post it up on the IG or something later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Give
of
it
these
a week.
days, yeah.
Yeah.
2
We'll
weeks
get
from
it
now.
out. Yeah.
Giveaway.
Yeah, for sure.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
But yeah, that's where we're at. That's how we got the Detroit inspiration, and that's how the reason I wanted to go with it was because honestly, it was just a necessity. There's nothing like that here, and I think it's been a success. People from Detroit or from Austin, they're saying, hey, this is close to a Buddy's or Via 313 as I'll ever get in Dallas. So the demand is here.
Right.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, we've been keeping track of that too, and the demand is huge, right? Everyone from all over Dallas is looking to get themselves a pie from 8MilePies. And so how are you managing that demand right now? Is so hot, and you're obviously running a one-man crew with your wife, running finances and everything. So how are you managing that part?
I don't think I am, to be honest. I think we're missing out on a ton of sales because it's just me right now. I'm doing all the prep, the procurement, the baking, the cleaning. So I can only do, I think right now we're maxed out at 60 pies a week, and we're going to slowly add on more to our capability. I'll try to do it without sacrificing the integrity of what I'm serving. And once I get to that point, maybe we'll look into hiring another person to help out, but I like having it just me in the kitchen. I don't have to worry about anybody else. I can control exactly what goes out, and if I see something that I don't like, I won't send it out. I'll make it up to them somehow. But so everything started out on IG. That's where we started, and it got to a point where we needed some type of ordering system. So we set up an ordering system. We open up. Oh, it's almost 8 o'clock, isn't it?
Oh,
it's
8:21. Did we go?
Yeah, you sold out.
Okay, we just everyone sold out. Yes. Yes.
go.
Oh shit. Oh man, I was like, oh my god. Thanks, baby.
Yeah.
So we sold out. We sold out live on the live stream, man. So we went to this website. It's still going good. There's a lot of people who, you can't make things perfect for everyone, but this has been as close to perfect as possible. We release a set amount every week, and on Sunday nights, excuse me, Sunday nights at 8, we open up our online ordering system, and we just announced it. We are partnering up with Neighborhood Goods here in Legacy West in Plano, Texas.
Dude, congrats.
Thank you. So we'll be baking out of their kitchens on Tuesday evenings for a while now. I think our partnership was set to last 6 months, but
Nice.
That's the beauty with having a partnership and a pop-up ship. You can cut ties if you need to. You can move elsewhere. No one, not that they don't care, but they understand. You just have to move around, and hopefully we can set a good working precedent for them to allow other pop-ups, because this is their actual first time having a pop-up in their
That's
in
the first
their restaurant. Their restaurant inside Neighborhood Goods is called Prim and Proper, so we're baking out of Prim and Proper.
Got it.
So they wanted to test with us. We had to get past all of the licensing, the permits, and the insurance. But once that was covered, I think we're good to go. And then we'll work with them for a little while. And if they have chances, then they'll offer those opportunities to other pop-ups. So we're the first, but we're certainly not the last. And then we partnered up with Hot Sweets Patisserie in Dallas on Northwest Highway, and they were the first to give us a partnership or work with us. So we bake out of their kitchen on Saturday evening. So since they're not using it, we can come in and use their space and cut them X amount off the sales or a fee or whatever. So it's just a way to, for lack of a better term, reduce, reuse, recycle resources. So they're there, it's sitting there at night, no one's using it. Let me get in, let me use it, let me help you pay, because certainly people are missing sales nowadays. So this is a good way to supplement their income as well.
No, that's awesome. Congrats. You're moving to
Thank you.
different cities.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
I didn't think I'd come to the Burrs, but the demand is there, man. I'm here, man. I'll go
Shout out to
anywhere.
Plano. Any advice on partnerships? I mean, you've been doing pretty solid when it comes to partnerships.
Yeah.
Like, what advice would you give people that are starting out?
I think just reaching out in the first place to whoever you think you might like to work with, and where you think you have the opportunity there. Everyone who's approached me and vice versa, they've always been down. It's just a matter of logistics and regulations at this point, because it's and with COVID, you gotta vet these people who you're letting into your kitchen. So once you build, I guess you have to build a friendship first, and at least let them try your product and see who you are and what your goals are. And just be really nice and decent. This is like
be
this.
A nice person.
Just be a good human
kind.
being, man. Definitely be kind, because it's just a weird time, and it's just everything's so polar. Just you're on one end or the other. No, everyone just right now they just want to eat good food and just like escape whatever the hell they're trying to escape it.
Agreed.
Whether it's work or something at home, or being sick or healthy or not being able to get out. There's just something that's going on right now. So for people who are trying to get into doing a pop-up or a partnership, just identify your goals, what you want, and identify what value you can add to these people that you're asking for a partnership with, because it is a partnership. It can't be one-sided. They're already an established, place to eat, place to sell, or whatever. So they have more leverage as far as bargaining. So whether it be marketing or supplemental income, you gotta identify what you can add, what value you can add to them for them. You know what I mean? So I think that's the most important. And you would start off with that. Hey, I'm XYZ. I sell this, that, and the other. I need your facilities to do this, but I would bring this to the table. I would do this for you. If you're unsure, let me cook, let me give you some merch, whatever I need, this service. Let me show you what I can do, let me do some legwork first as well,
right.
and show you that I can sustain this. Because you know, if you have like one follower and you're trying to do something, most people won't take you seriously. Do some legwork. IG is super crucial. IG and maybe even Facebook. I'm not too keen on Facebook, but IG was where it really helped me out. Like, there's so much marketing potential there, and yeah, I think that's where I'd have them start. So just come up with a pseudo business plan, come up with what you want to do, your goals, and identify what value add you provide. Yeah.
Dude, 100%, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
For sure.
So in terms of, you know, everything happening post-COVID, what do you see yourself doing after?
So this is still new for us. We still haven't found a solid cadence yet. We're still establishing these partnerships, and I'd like to continue on this path for now, because I don't think a brick and mortar or opening up a real business in this climate is the best idea. I think we should just wait it out, and then just grind. In the meantime, you know, stack your chips, make that, you know, 100, 200, whatever X amount of money you make each week, save it, and then wait until the time is right. But I'd like to see if I can sustain this momentum. I'd like to see if this is not just a fad or trend that people want to get on. If I can continue these sales a year from now, then that's something that's kind of proven. You know, you have a year underneath your belt and you're still selling out. That's cool. And most importantly for me, I think, is just to see who else gets in the game right now, because it's pizza. Anyone else can do it. Like, what's stopping? And honestly, nothing else is stopping all these other pizza shops. The Detroit style pizza, everyone's doing it now. Yeah, everyone's coming out with their own square Detroit style, but no one has a Detroit pie. That's where 8MilePies. This is like the realest thing that you would get outside of Detroit, and we worked really hard on it, and that's why I think I can do this and work as a pop-up right now, because no one else is going to be able to do this and anytime soon. So let's just see how this goes for the next year. Let's just try to keep this cadence going, maybe add more to our sales each week and see what my max output is, and then obviously save up some coin, and if, you know, and I guess it allows, and I'd start another business, or because I still have my main job, and you know, it's going very well. So it's nice, you know. It's nice not to have to worry about where you're gonna find your next meal. Like, I can just do this and put my heart into it and make it a really good product. But also at the end of the day, I know that I can take care of what I need to take care of at home.
Provides that stability.
For sure.
Yeah, dude, honestly, we're in the same boat. Like, we still have our full-time job while grinding this thing on the side.
I think, like, you guys follow Gary Vee, you guys follow all these guys, you know, you gotta have that extra side hustle, that passive income, whatever it may be. Like, I'm down for whatever, man. I like to make pies, but man, I love to make money even more.
Yeah. Me too, man. Facts. Okay, so for the people that haven't gotten your pies yet, how can they get an 8 Mile pie?
Okay, cool. So tonight's too late. We obviously, you can't order for this week. So we release our menu every Sunday night at 8 p.m. The menu, there's a couple of items that kind of stay on there, the popular ones, but we kind of try to rotate. And I'll work on new pies. If you and I, we all come up with a desi pie, I'd love to have one on rotation too.
Dude, oh yeah.
Pretty dope.
Yeah. 8 p.m. Sunday nights. You order for the following Tuesday night in Plano or the following Saturday in Dallas.
Okay.
So we only serve pies 2 nights a week for the time being.
Okay. So you're saying order have to be in
Yeah.
Sunday night,
Sunday night,
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
All right, so one order date is Tuesday in Plano,
Yeah.
and then Friday night.
Saturday
Oh,
night.
Saturday night
yeah,
in Dallas.
In Dallas.
Okay.
So we only sell 2 nights a week. I don't see myself opening up another night. We're just trying to scale up and then just try to do like, let's say 50.
Okay.
And then once we get there, we'll reassess and see if we can do, X amount, whatever the next level is. So Sunday nights is where it's at. Like we sell out. I don't know how fast nights sold out, but at least a few minutes. Like it's pretty quick.
A few minutes.
Yeah.
bro.
Seconds. You gotta be quick.
People are ready, man. They're just like refreshing the page. They're ready for this. Like I'll get text messages or DMs saying, "Hey, man, this is like I look forward to this every single week." Like, what? Really, man? Come on. I guess no one else right now. No one has anything else to do on a Sunday night.
And it's something new, dude. To be honest,
It's new,
like,
yeah. So that's why I was saying like let's see how long this lasts, because I feel like Dallas is a city of fads and trends. Once that trend plays out, it's time for the next one. And I feel like there's nothing here, I don't think, that has a lot of staying power. People go, it ebbs and flows, right?
Yeah,
Like
in a way.
what kind of institutions are there that aren't barbecue related?
Let me take my time.
Yeah, take your time, bro.
Honestly, to be like for me,
Yeah.
like I don't live in Dallas.
Okay.
Right. I know a lot of institutions in like Garland.
Yeah, but if you let's
yeah.
say you went out of town and someone
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, you're from Dallas. I'm gonna be there next week. What do you recommend me getting in Dallas that's not barbecue related?"
Oh, Momo Shack.
One more shot.
Oh, you see how that flows? Oh my god! Dude, man, I
We're here to
softballed
stay.
that for you.
We're here to stay.
Yes.
It's not a trend.
All right. Well,
long
yeah.
game.
You heard it here first, everyone. Momo Shack is an institution of Dallas. You need to get on that train. Yeah. You hit up their secret sauce, man.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
For sure. But you get where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I still gotta think on that. And
Yeah,
I'll
right?
Get back to you for the next podcast.
Daniel,
Yeah.
what's up? Can you think of something?
Man, I'm still thinking.
Yeah.
Are you guys are from Dallas, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not from Dallas. I'm
Plano,
from
Texas.
Vietnam.
But
Yeah, but yeah,
I've
let's
been-
just say for the most part, yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
Dallas side.
yeah,
So yeah, just think about it.
it's true.
Yeah.
I can't think of it. Like if we moved here 3 years ago, and if someone asked me what I've enjoyed the most, I couldn't really have something that really stand by. If now I can say, hey, if you're in Austin, you can go to Via 313.
Yeah.
That's what I used to
Right,
say.
right, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully one day we'll make 8 Mile Pie an institution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
8 Mile Pie / Momo Shack.
Oh, Shack.
Yeah.
Joint ghost kitchen.
For sure.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that hopefully that is the future for the both of us. Taking it from a ghost kitchen pop up to an actual commercial space
Yeah.
that becomes an institution in the city of Dallas.
Yeah.
Right. So hopefully we can keep this demand up and you meet that demand with
Yeah.
different types of
Hopefully. I think. Do you have more time?
yeah. for
Okay,
sure.
cool.
That's-
Yeah, I didn't know
keep
what
going.
you're
Yeah,
wrapping
yeah.
up or whatever. Hey, hold on, slow down, man. Come on, bro. I got shit to say, man. So you've heard of the ghost kitchen concept, right?
Right,
yeah.
And even before all this ghost kitchen stuff, I really liked the idea of in Malaysia there's a concept called the hawker concept, right? You know what a hawker is, right?
I don't.
I
but
don't.
can you tell us about it?
Hawker. It's a person like at a ball game. They say, "Hey, here's ice cold beer. Here, get your peanuts." That's a hawker. They yell out to you.
Okay.
So in Malaysia, you have like what are essentially food halls, but they're massive food halls, and they're filled with hawkers, and they try to get you to come in and buy their food, whether it's street food or actual plated food, whatever. Because right now, it's not even just street food anymore. They're like Michelin-starred chefs in these kitchen stalls.
In Malaysia.
At the hawker.
Okay.
And they're serving like chicken rice, and
Yeah.
it's a Michelin star. I kind of want to do something like that here, to have like, it's it's a commissary, but it's also a commissary that you can have a stall out and we can all share a communal kitchen. So I don't know if you guys have explored trying to start your own brick and mortar, but the costs to build a business, it's enormous. People are paying quarter of a million, $500,000, full million to start a restaurant, and then you wonder why all these businesses are turning over, because they just cannot
keep up with the cost.
Those fees, the notes that you pay the bank, it's outrageous. So why not get I don't know, 5-10 decent, or not even decent, just decent people, but really great pop-ups. Let's all share a space. Let's all cut that divide that cost by 10.
Yeah.
So if you're paying $2,000 a month for a place, you can pay $200, and that will allow you to make a lot more money. Keep your costs super low, because you're sharing. And if you're not sharing that space to people who are selling there, you can at least operate as a commissary for other pop-ups to where you're not price gouging them on hours. Because you guys have been to Revolving Door Kitchen, right?
I drove by and I know what it is.
So they're charging these commissaries, they're charging $15-$30 an hour to operate out of their their kitchen space.
Yeah.
So that's a lot, man. It adds up.
Yeah.
So a pop-up can't afford that. Maybe they can afford $10 an hour, but if you're splitting between enough people and have times where people come in, have it all set out, then you'd save a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're headed toward. If not me, then it's definitely going to be someone else. Like the concept of a food hall, it's not new. It's just the way they operate it needs to be more efficient.
Yeah. And I think, dude, I really like what you're saying. And on a business end, like, it makes sense for, these pop-ups to join together, right? It's cost efficient, and you get to, share your food in a low cost manner.
Yeah.
I think on the consumer side as well, dude, like, we don't have that around here.
No,
in
we
Dallas,
don't.
like, not at all.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's what makes the night market so popular. Like, dude, like, if you guys haven't been to a night market before, dude, that shit gets packed.
Yes.
And I think people of Dallas, we don't have that. We don't have a lot of different variety of ethnic foods.
Yeah.
All lined up in one space where you can go from booth to booth.
Yeah.
Trying, like a cuisine from the Cajun area / Szechuan.
Yeah.
And then hop over and eat Filipino food and hop over and eat Himalayan food in the span of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have that.
No.
Right? And if you do, like, at these food halls, like in Legacy West, whatever, like, they charge you a ridiculous amount of money.
For tacos.
Exactly, for tacos, right? So far we haven't had a model that works for both the business and the consumer.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, dude, I love that idea.
So if it's not me, it's gonna be someone else. But I just want to will that out into the world, right? Just want to speak it into existence. Because I think it's doable. Because let's take for instance our night markets. Like, what are they? They're essentially, we're sharing the same space, and people are coming because they know they can have access to 10-20 different cuisines at one time. It's a no-brainer. You just go in, we all share a kitchen. The permitting, we can share that too. Anything cost related, we can just split it, and that just helps us grow, because the more money you make, the faster you can expand.
Yeah, no, it makes sense from a business standpoint for sure. Do you have any pop-ups in mind? If you had to pick your top 3?
Yeah.
Oh, top 3?
MySpace top 8.
Yeah, top 8. Obviously Tom with MySpace.
Tom with
first,
MySpace.
I'd go Momo Shack.
There you go.
I'd go, man, you're gonna make me make some enemies with this guy, bro.
Or top 10.
Whatever. Let's do Nude Boys. Let's do Sandoichi. Let's do Ulam.
Okay.
Momo Shack, obviously. What other pop-ups are there? I like. Who else do I like? I like Rudy's Food Shack. They're really good.
Oh, I haven't
They
tried
had
it
their
yet.
burritos.
What do they
Are
do?
pretty
I've had the
dank, man.
burritos. Yeah,
They do a
burritos.
Cali burrito.
Yeah.
It's really good. I like Picadera.
Oh, Picadera.
Yeah,
I
their
gotta
food
try
is
it.
really good.
What is
They're
it? Dominican.
Dominican, yeah.
Dominican.
Dang, who else, man? I think let's just leave it at that. Oh no! Oh, sorry, I'm definitely making enemies tonight. Moza Repa.
Okay.
Or Mo's Plancha
okay,
now?
Mo's
Yeah,
Plancha.
shout out to Mo.
Okay.
My bad,
I
Mo.
like
I
that.
got you, dog.
No, it's all good.
He's busy being head chef somewhere.
Yeah,
man.
for sure. He didn't have time for the
Yeah.
pop-up games. Let's see. Let's just leave it at.
Dude, honestly, that's a pretty solid lineup.
It is,
Shout out to
man.
them, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the pop-ups.
Yeah, they're out there hustling.
Did I do Nacho Lolas?
Nacho Lola.
Yeah,
Nacho
Nacho
Lolas.
Lolas. Oh,
There
my
you
bad,
go.
my bad,
Yeah.
guys. My bad.
Yeah, but like you said, these commissary space, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a staple of pop-ups being there, right?
Yeah.
If you can't be there that night, you can fill
Switch
in
out,
that
yeah.
spot, right? Like so, it's a revolving
Space,
kitchen,
yeah.
a revolving space
Yeah.
of different kitchens and
Yeah.
different cuisines all in one space. Dude, that's dope. I would love that.
Yeah,
Wait,
we're
let's
gonna
Yeah.
will it into existence.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen.
Dude, let's
Like,
talk about this.
second podcast. We're predicting the future. Within the next 5 years, this is in
All right, 7
Dallas.
podcasts. We're setting up a business plan.
For sure. Yeah.
Fuzzy's coming back, guys.
He's coming back.
Do you guys have a business plan I can borrow?
We got a whiteboard right there.
Yeah.
Let's draft it up.
For sure. I'm totally down, man. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
If anything, like I know it's hard, it's grimy. You know, you're just like, man. Sometimes you're just like, it sucks. You're
Yeah.
tired, but
Yeah.
it's really fun.
Yeah, it is, man. It's fun, and like all these people that you've named out, right? They're essentially parts of a community that
Yeah.
we've all been a part
Yeah.
of for the past year and a half,
Yeah.
right? So it's really cool to want to succeed, but at the same time succeed with your community.
Yes.
Right.
That was big too. I didn't realize how friendly people could be in the restaurant game because, for restaurants, it's such a hard industry to be in. You're always looking out for number one. You're not necessarily dogging on other people, but you're definitely not helping out.
Yeah.
And this, like, everyone who came up underneath the whole Sandwich Hag Night Market gang,
Yeah.
everyone helps each other out,
Yeah.
and they're always there to support. And sometimes I'm just saying, hey, chill out. You don't need to.
Yeah.
You don't need to come order some pies. Man. I got this, bro.
Dude, I think Chef Ray did a really good job of laying out that structure. Of
Yeah.
of a supportive structure instead of like a competitive one.
Yes,
Right. Like
yeah.
everyone is out for themselves. But instead, everyone is supporting each other. Like after you get Momo Shack, like you
Sure.
gotta go over to General Sell.
Yeah.
You gotta go over to Now Your Lola's. Get their stuff too. Right. Like there's.
Because how many people live in Dallas? What do you think? 1 million?
Million.
Yeah.
Let's
I
say
mean,
a million.
like
Like a million,
1
yeah.
million, 1.5.
Actual
There's-
research,
yeah.
yes.
There's a million, let's say 1.5 million people. There's plenty to go around. You don't
Yeah,
need to compete.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially even on like a pizza standpoint. Like if people want to do Detroit, so be it, man. There's 1 million people, so there's a
Dude,
ton of
yes.
mouths to feed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money to be made during this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's abundance for sure, man.
Yeah.
And then, looking at your IG bio, like you talk about kindness, dude, we love that shit, dude. It's like hard work, kindness,
You just gotta
Yeah.
grind, man.
Yeah.
Work hard and just be a decent person.
Yeah. That's
Like I
the
said
number one
about
thing.
during this time, it's just refreshing to meet cool people.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you're pretty cool yourself.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Dude, so the name 8MilePies.
Oh, nice, cool, man.
So that's kind of I'm assuming is coming from 8 Mile, the movie.
For sure,
Right,
absolutely.
like Eminem.
So-
that's a hip hop reference. Like,
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
When I first started, like I said, I wanted to do this for an apartment complex. So the apartment we live in is Wycliffe. And so I just picked the name because I had no idea what this is going to blow up into. I said, hey, Wycliffe Pies, whatever, And, this took off, and I hated the name. I did not like it. It just sounded weird, man. Like, who is this person? Who's Wycliffe? Who's Cliff?
Who is Wycliffe?
Where is this? So I'm not from Detroit, and so I don't know much about the city itself.
Right.
But from what I've gathered, there's a couple pockets of villages, just like kind of here too. But up there it's more established. There's like Corktown, Greektown, the Dearborn, like more suburbs, and the Hamtramck. So I kind of wanted to do a play on those, but you have to know the city. So the only people who would get it are Detroiters.
Right.
And if I asked you to name something that reminds you of the city Detroit, what are you gonna say? Like, first off, someone young, millennial, what are you gonna say?
Eminem.
Yeah.
Big Sean too.
Yeah. Big Sean for
He just
sure.
dropped the album.
And so, yeah, that movie 8 Mile came out a while back, and you know, if you're a hip hop head, you definitely watched it. You watched all the battle scenes, and growing up in New Orleans, like, I loved hip hop, and this is kind of my ode to it. If you would call it something, it'd be something like that. But it's also something, when you see it, you kind of have an idea of what it is. Yeah, so 8 Mile was what we came up with and what stuck.
Dude, and it stands out, man.
Yeah,
It's
people like once they see it, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's a Detroit spot." Yeah,
Yeah,
it checks all the check boxes.
yeah, it does.
So, are you into hip hop? Like, is that?
Yeah, just a little bit,
Hip hop
man.
head?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I'm on our hip hop heads on Reddit.
Okay,
Yeah.
Can you freestyle?
No, man. No. You put me on the spot, dude. Oh man.
But yeah, man. I mean, you got your top three. I'm guessing for your hip hop artists.
Who's your top three?
Oh, hip hop artist?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, you're putting me on blast
There
like
you go,
that.
bro.
This is a tough question.
All right. Top 3.
It can be from the past
Oh
too.
shit.
Yeah, dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with. Shit. Damn, this is tough,
Yeah,
dude. There's so many in there. Putting me on the spot too. Give me 1 second to collect my thoughts.
Are you ready to answer?
Yeah, I can go while we wait.
Go
You
ahead,
know,
go ahead,
we'll give
go
you some
ahead,
time.
go
Okay, so
ahead.
I'll go with J. Cole,
Okay.
number one. You know, he's the goat.
Yeah.
Just the way he, brings all the social issues and talks about it in his music, and just talking from humble beginnings, and then you see the progress that he has made. I think that's huge. So J. Cole for sure.
Right.
We'll go with Nipsey Hussle, just for what he stands for.
Yeah.
Hard work,
Okay.
dedication, hustle and motivate.
Okay.
You know, whenever you have to go to work, like, it has to be Nipsey Hussle
Yeah.
for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's top 2. Man, the last one, it's a tough one. I would go with Biggie, just because of his flow,
Ooh,
man.
flow, yeah.
Just the flow, man.
All right. I think I've narrowed it down. All right.
Go for it.
Number 1 would be Jay.
Okay.
Black Album, Blueprint. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Number 2 would be Lil Wayne.
Louisiana.
Little Louisiana, because he definitely reps the city that I grew up in, and his flow's sick. Most of his albums, but most of his, not the albums. What's the other albums?
Mixtapes.
Mixtapes. Yeah.
The drop 3.
Yes,
Yeah.
those have been fire. So those, so Jay, Lil Wayne, and I'm gonna go with Mos Def.
Most Def.
Yes.
Okay. Why is that?
I just love his flow, man. He's very smooth. He's obviously a great rapper, actor, entertainer. But as far as hip hop albums, like, I love Black Star, so I loved him and Talib Kweli. But I love the way he sounded in those albums, and
Yeah.
even after. It's just his flow is very sick. It's very smooth,
Dude,
Dang.
that's a good list,
right?
Yeah. Dude.
What about you?
Man, for me, that's a tough one too. I would agree with J. Cole, right? He's a very conscious rapper that talks about society issues that we're all going through today. Number 2, Louisiana.
Yes.
Right, Weezy F baby.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the biggest influences that I've had growing up, because when he got big was when I went through my adolescent years.
For sure.
Right, 7th grade through whenever, like 11th grade.
You could relate.
I could
I'd say.
relate, yeah. Dude, he was on every single feature, like
for sure.
he was hot.
Yeah.
Like best rapper alive
Yeah.
at that time.
Oh,
2007.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to 2011. And I would say the third one, Childish Gambino.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
not in the sense of like rap. He's a great rapper, but
Yeah.
like, I think he's
He's a musician.
Like
Yeah.
he's such a talented musician,
Yeah.
right? Like he's, he can sing, he can rap, he can direct, he's a
He can
comedian.
do it,
bro.
yeah, he can do it all.
Yeah, and it just like I love the progression of his growth
Yeah.
throughout his career.
Yeah.
Right, started out with all the classic mixtape, cul-de-sac, camp, and then like he moved towards like making music,
Yes.
like very melodic and instrumentals.
Yes.
And, yeah, dude, I fucking love Childish
Dude,
Gambino.
wow. I gotta reevaluate,
Yeah,
man.
right?
Damn, dude. I love Gambino.
Yeah,
All right, cool, man.
yeah.
Dang.
Dude,
I wish you told me beforehand so I could like really go through
dude.
the archive.
Yeah, we were just
Because
talking.
there's so many people,
There's a
man.
lot to do. Yeah. And it depends on the day too, right? Like whatever mood you're in that
Yeah,
day, like it's
yeah.
a different artist.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when we picked the name, I wanted to just kind of showcase, obviously Detroit, but then the fact that we're kind of pretty much into hip hop. Like I really love that music.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for us, like that's the culture that we grew up with.
For
the
sure.
Hip hop culture.
Yeah.
I think like
Yeah.
the way that I speak right now, like my accent and everything about me is like hip hop based.
Yeah.
Right. Me and him had this little discussion.
Okay.
It was like, I think if we came here and we listened to like different types of music, let's say like I listen to rock or like country, I wouldn't have this voice that I have today. Like, I think the reason why I got a perfect English accent, kind of like southern,
Yeah.
like urban,
Yeah.
is because of rap music.
Really?
Like I had to like replicate the rhymes and replicate the accent and like tonal marks and
Yeah.
everything. Like that's how I got my accent today, is because of hip hop.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then also, just being immigrants, I think we can connect with
Absolutely.
the pain, that
Yeah,
they
the
talk
struggle.
about, the struggle,
Yeah.
and then just, trying to make it.
Yeah.
I think.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And I feel like you kind of agree too, right? Like it's just the grind, like working
For sure,
working in
absolutely.
the kitchen,
The
right?
hustle,
Like,
the hustle. More so for just like the boss, man. Like I, like
The boss.
yeah, absolutely. When I'm in the kitchen, I want like something to groove to, something to like make your head bop.
So
just
what's your
pass the
playlist right now while making pizza?
time. Ooh, dang. Obviously J Dilla Donuts.
Okay.
That's like
Alright.
first and foremost. Like if you're doing anything Detroit, it's
Yeah.
J
J
Dilla. I've been on this like lo-fi hip hop beats, like classical
study
jazz,
to?
like acid jazz. You have
That
to
girl that
study.
lives- Dude, it's so Dude.
Like even Will Smith is doing his own version
Oh,
too.
for real?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
So those are the two that's on heavy rotation. Like I love the lo-fi sound right
Yeah.
now. Whether it be the jazz portion of it, their hip hop beats, just a very low gritty, that lo-fi, and it's very pleasant to listen to, and it just like
Yeah.
it kind of
It's meditative.
it hypnotizes you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I'm cranking out pies, like you just kind of get in the zone, and then it just really passes the time. It's very melodic. It's
Yeah.
like you're really hypnotized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, no, I agree, man.
Yeah.
I think like our senior year of college,
Yeah.
like in order to study, dude, that's the only playlist that I would put on. Like maybe some classical music too.
Yeah.
Just get you in that zone and just
Yeah.
focus.
I would say jazz instruments along with hip hop beats,
Ooh.
and set a lo-fi like pass over it. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it right
Yeah.
now.
Dude, that girl on the album cover.
Yes, right.
Iconic, man.
Right?
Yeah.
They get so many views every single day. It's up on my computer every single day.
Yeah.
That cat.
Yeah.
That cat that's sitting on the. Where's that cat gonna go? Are you guys ever
yeah.
done
It's
studying?
there
Come on,
forever,
man.
Yeah.
Yes. So when I'm working, I work like a desk job, so I'm at the computer, and so I'll have that up all day too, and it's usually that. But as far as more like recent artists, I'll always listen to Drake. Love
Okay.
Drake.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Love
Drizzy.
his.
Yeah.
He's got some new.
Pop star.
Yeah, pop star.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love listening to more the older stuff.
Yeah. So what would you say is your favorite Drake album? Tough, huh?
Oh man, I love Take Care.
His very first one, debut album, right? Oh no, Thank Me
no.
Later was.
Take Care. Is that the one with Marvin's Room?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
Dude, yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, that's a classic.
those are bangers, man.
Yeah.
I can listen through that whole album on repeat. And then his mixtape, So Far Gone. I think that's an album now, but his mixtape, I can definitely listen to that album the entire way through on repeat.
Yeah.
Dude, that one's fire.
Yeah.
Successful was there.
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy how he has been doing it for so many years. And
He's been in the game forever.
Yeah, like hit after
And he's
hit.
still on top.
Yeah.
Dang,
And he's
dude.
about to go independent, isn't he?
He is?
Yeah. So he's finished his deal with Young Money and whatever.
Yeah.
So if he goes independent, it's going to shake things up.
Yeah. And I
So-
don't think he's gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So Drake, I'm also
Yeah.
listening to J. Cole. J. Cole's team, there's a guy, Boz.
Boz.
Dude, I
yeah.
love Boz.
Dude, Dreamville is where it's
Yeah.
at. He has
all
a
the
solid
Dreamers.
lineup.
Yeah.
Dude.
Who else am I listening to? Aside from that, Keshi. Have you ever heard of Keshi?
Haven't.
So it's this Chinese kid from Houston, and he's a singer, like an R&B singer, and his stuff is so fire right
So
now.
Kesh, how do you spell it? I'm gonna check it out.
Keshi. He's
Okay.
based out of Houston. I don't think he's there anymore. He's touring, but now he's based out of LA. So I'll listen to a ton of that.
Okay.
And his is more, it has that lo-fi, kind of like an old school R&B
Okay.
vibe to it.
Dang. All right. Check it out,
Yeah,
man.
dude. There's so many new artists.
Dude,
Like
there's so
it's
many.
it's such like it's really tough to keep up with all these new artists that come up.
Yeah.
I'm a victim of the Spotify. What is related to your playlist
The
type
rabbit
deal.
hole.
Yeah, the rabbit
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
But like, there's so much more outside of that. You got to get out of the algorithms. So I lean heavily on TikTok actually.
Okay.
Because there's people
That's
on
a trend.
TikTok
Yeah.
who they'll spit out playlists, especially like full like albums that you need to listen through the whole thing, and they'll just spit out some tracks or some albums, and I'll just go listen to it and then like it or not, whatever.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, TikTok is one of the biggest reasons why artists blow up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always get a text from Leeson, and he's like, "Hey, check this TikTok." And then, dude, music.
We gotta do
He's our
it.
TikTok guy.
Yeah.
TikTok, Reels.
For sure.
Just killing it with social media.
I'm waiting for you guys to do a dance with Momos, man.
Oh, it's coming, bro. It's coming. We got some moonwalks coming.
But TikTok and IG, it's such a game changer for
Yeah.
me. Like you get up on trends.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to stare at all the people who are doing the dumb stuff, you can
Right.
like kind of really filter in on what you really want to see.
Yeah.
So most of mine end up being like food related or like adventure outdoor stuff,
Right.
like clothes or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, food is a big thing.
Yeah. Dude, Instagram has been huge. I
Right?
mean, like, Instagram is
Yeah.
the sole reason why
Yeah.
we're here today doing what we do.
It's such a great medium to like learn and
Right.
promote, and I just hope that they don't cloud it up with
Forex traders.
yeah stonks.
Yeah, dude.
Or just advertisements, like
Yeah.
just keep the
Yeah.
UI clean and make sure you get to target whoever you need to target, and
Right.
it's such a
Yeah.
great tool.
Yeah, it's so interesting to see how IG is, adapting to what happens, right? Whenever Snapchat was hot,
Yeah.
they came up with the stories.
Yeah.
And now like everybody's using stories,
Yeah.
and now that, TikTok is, it might get banned. I mean, we don't know, right? So
Yeah.
they came up with Reel. Have you tried Reel? Like, is that something
No,
you're
I
using?
haven't. I think the UI is a little clunky right now, just getting to it. I don't know. I haven't been really good at actually making videos. Stories is easy. You just press your button and then you just tag or whatever. That's easy. But like Reels, it's for creators. It's for people who want to sit there and like take time to dissect a bunch of clips together. And I'm not there yet. I'm just a
Yeah.
little too busy to do that.
Yeah. You can ask Leeson to make some reels for you.
Yeah? Leeson, you got some Reels for us, man?
He makes 6 to 9 reels a day.
Yes. So he's a content creator.
Yeah, he is a content creator.
That's amazing.
No, but honestly, like I'm like we're all trying to learn how to make it too.
Yeah.
Like I think for me it's a lot easier in TikTok because the videos that you use for Reels are the videos that you take on your stories,
Okay,
right? Like
yeah.
it's pretty much the same like format, same interface, and I think it's just about piecing it together.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
something that I'm still having trouble
Yeah.
with.
I don't think I'm quite there just yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like
takes
stories.
time.
It's whatever takes me the least amount of time to connect, I'll do.
Right.
If they get to a point where I can learn how to cut these snips together real quick, like in 10 seconds or maybe 20 seconds, then I'll do it. But I value my time. I need to take that image or repost or whatever, and then get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, no, honestly, like, it's, with marketing for your own company and doing operations,
Yeah.
like, it can get a lot, right? So how do you find that balance between your daytime job and your side business?
Man, I don't think I have yet, man, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I freak out, and you can ask Lori, I freak out a lot, man. I haven't freaked out this much in a long time. It's pretty stressful.
It is.
Because people were like, not only are you tasked with promoting, and you gotta keep up with that. Some people do it once a day. I don't think I can do it once a day. Maybe once a week, and answering emails or answering DMs of people asking you how do I order, which we make readily available in our FAQs, but
Yeah.
people don't read. They just want to DM you because it's fast. They want to get
Right.
the information as soon as possible.
Right.
And there's no easier way than just DM someone and get that, So I don't think I've struck that balance just yet. I think it'll take time, but that website helps out big time. You can list out whatever you want. You can put all your content on there. I think the website helped out a lot,
I'm sure
immensely.
it's
Yeah.
on there.
What's the website?
It's 8MilePies.com, easy. Or you can go on Google and search you can search Detroit Pizza in Dallas or Dallas Detroit Pizza.
That's
and
the
then-
number one option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should. Well, hopefully after this podcast, it'll be the number one option.
It will. They're staying there.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's where we're at. The website helped filter out a lot of the questions, and because people, we're still a pop up. People are unsure of what we do, who we are, where we're at. So the website helps out with that.
Yay. That's awesome, man.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's impressive that you're doing both things, right? You're the chef and you're doing the business side. Like, that's a lot.
It's only out of
Yeah.
necessity right now.
Yeah.
I don't have anyone else. Lori can only do so much with the back office stuff, and I don't want to ask her to do. This is what I wanted to do. I don't want it
Right.
to pressure her to do something I want.
Yeah, no, it's impressive for sure, Matt. And like the business side, you're doing such a great job. Like you understand consumer behavior, you understand what catches people's attention, understand the scarcity aspect of it. Like, how do you learn all of these things? Is it just like by
No, I don't. I'm learning it as I go, man.
that's same with us?
That's the beauty of it. Like with all of us, we're all in the same position. We're all
Right.
grinding. We're all hustling, and like I said, those little bits of tribal knowledge that you just pick up, and then if you're willing to share, it really helps out your fellow pop-up immensely. So just being open with your knowledge transfer, I think that's helped me out a lot. And as far as learning and what to learn, I still don't know. I just do it, and then if someone tells me I can't do it, then I learn that way, or
Yeah.
that if someone tells me I need to do something, that's
Right.
how I learn. And I think at the end of the day, it's about how much you can sell, right? If you're doing something right, you're going to be making money. If you're
Right.
not doing it right,
Right.
you're not going to be making money.
Yeah. Yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's trials and errors.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, shout out to all the people and all the pop-ups that have came before us and just laying down the groundwork.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Sandwich Hack. Shout out to Cal. Shout out to Ulam. Dude,
Yeah.
we take a ton of ideas from them and
Yeah.
implement to ours.
Yeah.
right? And just improvise.
Yeah.
As we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you improvise and once you find something that sticks to the wall, you just stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just testing it out.
Yeah.
Right, like this podcast right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to see how it
We're
goes.
learning from the great JRE.
You guys got any DMT in there right now?
Actually, I do. Hit me in the back.
But yeah, so it's a continuous journey. It's an iterative process. You just find what works and then you add it to your quiver and then you just keep on using it.
Yeah.
And I guess for me it's like if you stop selling or if people stop responding, you either pivot and change what you sell or how you sell it, or you just stop and you just find something else, because at the end of the day, the consumer will let you know what you need to be doing.
Yeah. That's the feedback you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
So,
Dude,
yeah.
that's,
How long have we been doing this, man?
I think, an hour and a half.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
When I listen to JREs, I'm like, how do they talk forever? But we've been
Yeah,
been
dude,
3
like, we're
hours
at
today.
it. Yeah.
Crushing it.
Yeah.
Dude, you're just dropping a lot of
Yeah,
gems.
yeah, seriously, man.
You guys are taking some notes.
Yeah, hopefully, man.
I'm taking notes too, man. We're winding. But yeah, man, dude, thank you for coming on and dropping a ton of knowledge
Thanks,
for all
man.
of us.
Thanks y'all for having us. Yeah.
Dude,
Good
and
to
yeah,
be here.
congrats again on the Neighborhood Goods partnership.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and yeah, dude, let's see where this thing takes us a couple months from now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. It'll take some time, but we're like I said, we're learning, and hopefully we learn the correct things, the right things, the right way to do or run our operation, and hopefully we can feed the people of Dallas great food and add value to the city somehow.
Yeah, I really appreciate that and just the inspiration that comes from it. Dude, you're inspiring a ton of people,
Yes.
including us,
Nice.
including me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
But yeah, dude, any last words for our listeners?
Honestly, let's see. Last words. Just treat each other like real, decent human beings. Just be nice to each other.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to work hard. Keep
Yeah.
your head down, and try to help out your fellow person, and stop being a dick bag.
Yeah, stop being
Love
the bad
it.
guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
all right.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
so
appreciate
much.
it, man.
See y'all. All right.
Dude, good job.